Welcome, beautiful goddesses, to Teach Travel Talk. I am Megan, and my mission, goal, and vision is to help guide you through the crazy journey of life and of being a human and having this human experience. Because until we realize that we are the creators of our reality, we can either make life very difficult for ourselves, or we can make our world incredible. But it's all about how we perceive our world and the world around us. So this is for you. Yes, you, the one listening, so that I can uplift and empower you to look within yourself and find that inner light, love, guidance, and intuition that will lead you to unbecome who the world told you to be and bring you back to who you were meant to be and who you were supposed to become in this life. So let's dive deep into conversations that will bring you teachable moments to implement throughout your daily life and to help reprogram the way we think. Hello and welcome back, or welcome to Teach Travel Talk, where we are here to teach one another how to travel through this human experience by sharing and talking about our stories. This podcast is a way for us to see how to become our most authentic self and how people have overcome life obstacles and gotten to be where, well, they're happy and successful and living in alignment with themselves. And today I have an amazing guest. His name is Bontrager, and I'm super excited for this conversation. Though it is a short one, we did have a really long conversation. By the time we started recording, he did have to leave, but it is still such an amazing chat. And I learned so much about ourselves and that what we come here with as a human are our strengths. And I know that most of the world will pick up as weaknesses because they're not what everyone else does or has. Then we think of them as this weakness, but they're here to help us to be our most authentic self. And we have to claim that power, claim who we are and why we are here, and to truly be in alignment with ourselves. And I think Rich really has gone with his true authentic self and creating this life that many people even told him he couldn't have, but he still went after it. And sometimes you just have to make little detours along the way and not go with the crowd, not do things the way everyone does them, but find the way that resonates with you and what will help you on this journey. So I can't wait for you to listen to this conversation. I definitely believe it is a good one with a lot of teachable moments. And I just want to say again, I'm so grateful for all of you being here. I had an amazing time this last July giving back to you wonderful people that are listening to this podcast, giving you a self-care package. And I gave that away to two amazing people, Courtney and Bethany. You are both so amazing, and I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to get to know both of you and give you a gift to help you on this journey. If you have not already joined us, please come on over to facebook.com/teachtraveltalktribe, where you will get the first notifications on when the podcast comes out. I will also be starting to do some yoga videos for you to join along with, as well as some meditation and everything. So I hope you come and join us. If not, you can definitely come and like the Facebook page, Teach Travel Talk. And please subscribe. Please leave a comment. I always love to know how much I am inspiring and motivating you to become your most authentic self. So without further ado, I can't wait for you to meet Rich. So let's begin. Thank you so much, Rich, for joining us today. And thank you everyone for joining us here. I have Rich. How do I say your last name?
Bontrager. And no one gets it right, and that's why they all call me Trigger.
Oh, okay. I like that. If you could just introduce yourself, introduce us to who you are.
Yeah, no, I'm a broadcast veteran of 30 years of broadcast media, TV, radio, sports entertainment. And I am a lifelong stutterer that makes his living coaching people how to rock the virtual stage or the stage in itself. I'm a speaker coach, presentation coach, and no joke, I live with a lifelong stutter, and people hire me to help you out.
I love that. And what brought you into this? What brought you into this career? And how do you feel like that defined you and made you your most authentic self?
So growing up in Indiana, it was all sports. I grew up literally listening to Harry Carey and Cubs baseball with my little transistor radio in the middle of the night when I should have gone to bed. And I fell in love with sports broadcasting, storytelling. You could almost smell the popcorn, the way they told about the baseball game, the crack of the bat, the way the players played. And I said, I want to do that. Keep in mind, I have a horrible stutter. I do not have a lot of self-confidence, but I continued to go on this path and want to do it. And I did some stage acting and did some other things. And I realized when I'm in character, when I'm into the trigger persona, so to speak, I am a whole different personality, and it's fun and exciting. And lo and behold, they got hired, and I did sports play-by-play and broadcast interview work for over 30 years, making a living doing my exact dream.
Wow, that is amazing. How do you feel that that can help other people to inspire them to go and do something that, maybe people told them not to do and doing what they're passionate about?
I'm totally passion driven. That's part of the reason also Trigger came about. I got the personality where I pop off. So my personality it's passion. I do believe in dreams, in crazy, wild dreams. My college professor, my broadcasting college professor, said, "You have a great voice. No one will hire you because you stutter." Now, what I found out was I can't do the hard news. I cannot read someone else's script because it's their words, and I get emotional. I'm a big softy with car accidents and kids being killed and things like that. But I found when I can ad lib and do sports play by play and get excited and get into the action and raise my voice, I found that became part of it. So it's not that we just have dreams. You have to figure out what the dream really is. And part of the journey for me was figuring out I can do media, but I can't do that media. But I can do this over here. And the more I found myself in that, the more I can embrace that and say, that's really where I belong. So my talk shows, my interviews are mostly ad-libbed. I read, I prep, but I don't have a long script. It's really a conversation. When I found that sweet spot, it just unlocked more and more.
That is very interesting. And I love that you did that. You found this obstacle in front of you and you said, I'm not going to let this define me. I'm going to find my way around this obstacle, which I think a lot of people, they tend to see this obstacle and say, oh, well, guess I'm not going anywhere, and completely give up. So I love that you took that. You didn't take what people were saying, oh, you can't. You said, I will. I might have to do it a little differently, but I'm going to do this.
And to me, that's probably where the learning, the reflection is. I learned more about myself. We all have things we can't do. Play to our strengths instead of keep fighting our weaknesses. Why do we keep trying to pull up our weaknesses? Instead, find your strength and fly. You will fly easier. So once I figured out what I was good at with the ad-libbing and the storytelling, I didn't have to try to be Walter Cronkite or whoever else. I could just go be me, and it was a lot easier, and it just took off.
Yes. And I love that because I think you took what you knew best for you. And, because like you said, in those type of industries, maybe you have to read off of a script, and that works for a lot of people. But unfortunately, for many other people, that's not going to work. So I love that you kind of threw a wrench in there and said, no, I'm still going to do it.
Well, and I actually heard within the entertainment business, I have a whole conversation on presentation of stutter the stage.
Mm-hmm.
George Clooney stutters somewhat. Julia Roberts stutters. Bruce Willis has a horrible stutter. James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, stutters. And when I began to hear about these people that we think are so iconic and how
Mm-hmm.
they've worked around it, I thought, you know what? I can do that too. And so part of the journey also is finding others who have been there, done that, learn from them, and somewhat follow in their footsteps a little bit.
I love that. As you were saying it, I was thinking that because that is, and I feel that, if you're gonna go find someone that has failed, guess what? You're gonna find it. But do you want to look up to those people, or do you want to find the people that have, faced courage and, faced their fears and have gone in that direction? And you will find so many people. And just like you said, a lot of these celebrities, we don't talk about those things. So you really are going to have to look even harder for those people that have really been successful doing their things. So,
Yeah, and really it's being also comfortable with yourself. Um, I used to run and hide from my stutter. As a young child, I ran out of the room because I couldn't read out loud. I would trip over the words. The kids would laugh at me. And
mhm.
so the fear and the anxiety was so big. Now, if I'm on stage, if I blow it and trip over a word, I'll poke fun at myself, have a little bit of fun. Everyone in the room is waiting for you to crash and burn at that moment. They're wondering if the stutter is going to trip you up worse. I expose it and call it out, and everyone in the room goes, "He's okay with that. If he's okay, maybe I'm okay." And it just takes the whole tension out. So instead of hiding it, let's just be honest with it and keep going on. It's very
Ooh,
freeing.
that is, I love that you said that. That definitely breaks a lot of stereotypes that we have, where it's like you have to hide so much of yourself and you can't share it with the world. But sometimes those quirks about you are what make you you and make you that authentic person. And that makes you human. We're all human at the end of the day. And we all have what we apparently think as weaknesses. And sometimes they can be like our biggest strengths to have in this world. So I
Well,
love that you embraced it.
and finally, that's where Trigger came about. The more this other side of me, the personality being comfortable, Trigger was born. I've been branded Trigger, the personality, the broadcaster, for 30 years now. People are all trying to find their branding today. They're all trying to figure out who they are. I
Mhm.
was given this by the Minnesota Timberwolves. I was given free branding, and now it's made my career so much easier. So again, you never know until you step out and be more authentic. I think it's the more powerful you are, the more authentic you are, probably the greater success you'll have too.
Yes, I totally agree. Because I feel like a lot of us we can tell. We tell when people are not being their authentic selves. And, it creates that chaos and that conflict. And then people don't want to work with you, or people can see right through you. And then you're not going to receive what you want to receive because you're putting out this fake persona of you.
Yeah, no, fake does not work. Real, authentic, Triggers what you get. This is what you see, folks. So this is me all the time.
You're amazing. I love that you came and you are your authentic self. I think you are an incredible soul. So thank you for being you.
Thanks for having me on, Megan. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so inspired. So I do want to ask, so you did say that before we got on here, that you do virtual events,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Now
So
I host,
mhm,
MC, lead. It's broadcast TV. This Zoom box, whatever platform you're on, is not a
mhm,
Zoom box. This is TV. This is media. This is
mhm,
the new virtual stage. It's very real, very powerful. I
mhm.
coach people on how to do it, but I also run events for other people. They're hiring me now to be that voice, to be the cameraman, to be that face for their services and systems. So I love being on stage doing this virtually.
And I guess my biggest question too is why did you get into that? Why did you want to help people and coach people into doing this?
When pandemic hit, I was already doing it beforehand, but when pandemic, I saw
Mhm.
many of my friends grabbing their cell phones, grabbing their iPads, and doing bad camera angles and looking really horrible. It was hurting their brand. It was hurting their sales. Consumer confidence was dropping. And
Mhm.
I said, you know what? I know how to do this. Um, let's get on camera. Let's coach it through, help you feel more confident, better. You can't put your hands off. You can't have the pipe from the laundry mat down below in your basin going over your head. You can't have your dog climbing over you and make a big sale financially. And when I began
Mhm.
to talk to them through that, their mind shifted and said, "You're right. This is media now. I need to learn how to do media." So I took my media, my live stage performance, brought them together and said, "Here's a way I can serve you and help you." But I didn't want my friends to crash and burn. And now I help executives and companies and other people do this every day.
How is that process of changing kind of this new career, but taking those old and making a completely new?
It was actually really easy for me because it was two
Yeah.
universes that are always there. I
Uh-huh.
just literally just intersected the two universes together and said, and it made so much sense. I mean, I was doing an interview with somebody and they actually said, "You're probably sitting on a really good thing." And I sat there going, I've been doing some of it. And they said, "No, you need to like go all in." I went, "You know what? You're right." And it literally just continued to take off and take off.
So how do you think that that can help people is like going all in?
I'm a risk taker. I really believe going all in is by nature me. I think if there's no risk, there's no gain. A
Hmm.
lot of people look at the box again. They think there's a box that restrains them. I don't think there is a box. I think we have people telling us, they put limiting beliefs on us. They cast doubts and fears. And again, I'm going to look for the door. I'm going to look for the crack. It may have to be a window I'm going to reach for, but I'm going to look for that thing and then I'm going to go for it. But when I go for it, I'm all in. Um, when I started this part of the virtual stage, I said it's going to take a year and a half to really make this a business and a career and a life because it was so new. There were
Hmm.
so many people jumping on, wanting the bees, and some people thinking I can do this. My goal is to be one of the top 10 in the world. Already, people that have seen start this have already faded off. So it does take drive, ambition. You need to know your stuff, and you have to be in it for the long game. You can't just say it's going to happen tomorrow. This is a whole new industry being born. This did not exist 2 years ago, Megan. So
Yeah.
I'm launching a new business, new career, and a new industry. You have to be in it for the long game. So go all in.
Oh, gave me goosebumps when you were talking about that. I love it. I do. I agree. I think we've, been put in this box and told to stay there. And I think a lot of us now are breaking from that box and looking at it and saying, "Oh, this box has been holding me prisoner. I think I'm gonna go out of it." Something I've kind of heard you, talk about is limiting beliefs.
Mhm.
And I know you talked about how in your childhood, they kind of told you with that stutter and everything. How did you switch your limiting beliefs into something of believing in yourself?
So number one, I have a huge spiritual faith. My faith is huge. I believe in God. I believe in hope. I believe in love, forgiveness. But through that, I also believe that God believes in me far more than I believe in myself. So that helped me so much to overcome. And if he believes in me more than I believe in myself, maybe I should trust him more than I trust myself. So he gave me this whacked out stutter tongue. He gave me my short, stubby hands and feet that I can't play basketball like every other kid in Indiana. So that helped me get through the limiting beliefs and say, if he's okay with me, I need to be okay with me. And then it really did relax. It did relax. I toured. I did acting. Um, I wasn't supposed to be able to act.
Mhm.
And there I am on stage acting and performing and playing a really tough guy. And it was very clear to me, the more I step into this, the more I'm really becoming who he designed me to be. So my faith really does play a huge part in this.
I like that. Yes, we are all imperfectly perfect, right?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I resonate with that. We definitely need to hold that, we were created perfectly.
Yeah.
So don't hide those things about you. So brings us back to keep being our authentic selves, right? That's what we were
Yeah.
made to be here. And look at you. I mean, you've been your authentic self. You've gotten all these limiting beliefs out your window. You've broken free from this box. And, a lot of people want to be where you are at.
Well, and that's why I believe in giving back.
Yeah.
Some people don't have either the coaching, the friends, the family, the network, whatever. They don't have some of the support system that I had to help me get through that. So part of my goal is to give back. I believe in giving back and helping others because it's fun to see other people fly and soar. It's not just about me. I want to see as many success stories as I can. So give.
No, I agree. I feel we are very similar in that. I mean, that was why, I really wanted to start my podcast and even, my travel website was because I always got asked these questions, and it was, about, okay, how can I share this with everyone? And that's kind of how I found mine. And now it's like, okay, I just want to keep going. What else can I give and keep giving to those that really need help? So yeah, and even for me, I've been working on, I'm almost finished with a mindfulness journal, and it's a year of mindfulness prompts to just kind of help you go and, again, remember who your authentic self is.
Keep it simple. That's the easiest way I can tell anybody is really in everything, keep it simple and keep trying.
Yes. I agree with that one. Okay. I appreciate you so much for being here. Is there a way people can get a hold of you or get in contact?
Yeah, really, it's really easy. Either Rich Trigger, Bontrager, put in the Google, you'll find me very easily. You can find me on LinkedIn. That's probably the number one way to connect me. I'm usually on there 24/7, or rich@richbontrager.net. Those are the best, easiest ways to get a hold of me. I love to talk to you about coaching, virtual presentations, and just better help you rock the stage.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I had a wonderful conversation with you, and I can't wait for many more to come.
Thanks, Megan. It's been great to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a great day.
It is so amazing to meet incredible people that are following their passions and living their most authentic selves. I'm so grateful for each and every connection that I get by going through this journey of not only sharing my stories, but allowing a platform for other people to share their stories on how they have become their most authentic selves. Because in a world that tries to create all of us to be the same, this is when we need to stand out, when we need to be bold, and when we need to really come in alignment with ourselves and bring the world our bright light that shines within each one of us. We came here uniquely us, and we have to get rid of those limiting beliefs. We have to get rid of all the people that told us we couldn't succeed or we couldn't do it. We have to say no. We have to put up those boundaries, and we have to keep going. And again, just like Rich, finding different ways of going with what you want to do in life and not doing the traditional way and figuring out what works best for you. And I believe that all of us can do it. And a lot of us just want to copy the next person instead of finding the way that works best for us and what is in alignment with us. Great. It's amazing to learn from others and to have mentors, have teachers that are there to help us. But you know what is best for you and what is authentic to you and what will help you be successful and what your purpose is on this world. So I hope by listening to this amazing connection that I had that you can find your purpose, your passion, and go with it, and don't let anything stop you. Don't let anyone stop you from doing you, because the whole world sometimes feels against you. But I'm here to tell you to find the right tribe, find the people that are going to motivate you, push you, and help you to become your most authentic self, and to remember who you were before the world told you who you should be. So until next Tuesday, my beautiful tribe, I thank you so much for joining us. And I thank you, Rich, for coming on the podcast and sharing your story, and for others to hear it. And hopefully it has inspired just a few of you. So until next time, namaste.